Hey y'all, how are all my beautiful friends doing? I hope y'all all are having a great day and a great week so far, and welcome back to Crime Time with Mal. Today's video is about Cynthia Cole, the woman in Florida that was found in her septic tank. Cynthia is a 57-year-old woman who lives in Jensen Beach, Florida, and she went missing on February 24th, 2021, just very recently, and she was found 4 feet under in her septic tank. Have y'all heard about this? Cynthia was known to be a very loving and caring person, and her friends said that she was the type of person that you would meet and you would instantly fall in love with her. She was very down to earth, and she was a single woman. Thursday evening, her and her friends on February 24th went to this event. She was not drinking, just hanging out with her and her friends, and that's when she was last seen. She ended up leaving there and going straight to her house. Shortly after that, her friends noticed that she wasn't active on social media, which is really not like her. She wasn't answering her phone, and she did not show up to a planned event party that they had all planned to go to together. They searched hospitals, jails, and they could not find Cynthia, so they ended up reporting her missing about 5 days after. Detectives showed up to her house on March 1st and noticed Cynthia's car was not there, but her wallet and her credit card was. They also noticed that spoiled food was around in her house, as well as a weapon that was leaning up against a wall. It was later confirmed that another handyman, not the one we're about to talk about, but a different handyman, ended up giving it to her because she was kind of scared over a neighbor after they had an altercation. So he gave her this weapon to kind of just ease her mind a little bit. On March 2nd, the second time detectives went over to Cynthia's house, they were looking in the backyard and noticed that dirt was disturbed over the septic tank. As he was looking closer, he noticed that the bolts were unscrewed. The detective kneeled down and lifted up this huge, heavy cover, and that is when he saw Cynthia's body there. Now, when the excavator and all that went back to Cynthia's house, they ended up having to take a part of her fence down as well as some trees, and they all went in to try to remove Cynthia from the septic tank. I could not imagine. The sheriff in Martin County, William Snyder, ended up saying that in his 45 years of being in this field, he has never seen something like this. And 20 of those years was in Miami at Dade County Sheriff's Department. So you could only imagine the things that he has seen.
Been doing this 40 plus years. I've never seen anything like it.
Now, they dug up the dirt to try to remove it away from the septic tank with this backhoe and excavator. They were digging and digging until they could not dig anymore, and then they ended up having to dig by hand. Now, you have to be extremely careful during this process, obviously, because you don't want to disrupt any evidence that may be around the vicinity, as well as taking her body out of the septic tank. Raw sewage. Detectives also have to be extremely careful when they are doing this because that is extremely toxic, obviously. Now, I know a few plumbers, and when they are working on septic tanks, they're completely suited up from head to toe. But in the pictures, I didn't see law enforcement suited up. So that's kind of concerning. Like, their health obviously is very important during this process also. But they did have a rope tied around their waist so that they would not fall in when they're trying to retrieve her body. I am sure that is an extremely difficult task. Now, from the day that they received this missing person report, they were made aware of Cynthia's handyman, 34-year-old Kyoki Dimich. I'm not sure how to pronounce that, so we'll just call him Kyoki. He has known Cynthia and helped her all around the house for 8 years. Detectives did bring him in for questioning to eliminate him as a suspect, but sheriff said that it was very clear from the beginning that he was hiding something.
And we were able to refute what he was saying.
Kyoki lied about the last time he saw her and the last time that he received money from her as well. At first, he told detectives that he last saw Cynthia when he went to her house on February 22nd with a friend to fix her AC unit. and that he only received cash payments for the work that he performed at Cynthia's home. Investigators did find Cynthia's car on the side of the road at Southeast 6th Street in downtown Stuart, and that is only 1 mile from where Keoki's house is. Investigators found a message sent from Cynthia to Keoki on February 24th at 4 a.m. saying that she would pick him up to perform work on her house on February 26th, and she would pay him that day. Keoki did give permission for detectives to search his phone, and they found that those messages were deleted. They also found $569.75 was sent from Cynthia to Keoki on Cash App the morning of February 25th that he did not mention to them. When detectives confronted him about this, he said he lied because he thought it would make him look suspicious because he received money from her around the time she went missing. Well, it's even more suspicious, sir, that you lied about it. He even stated that he lies often. When they found Cynthia, she was unclothed and had a gash on the left side of her head. She was pretty bruised up. Detectives believe that allegedly Keoki saw Cynthia the night of February 24th and hid her body that night. Afterwards, he drove her car back to the house, and then the morning of February 25th, he drove the car in, placed it on the side of the street a mile away from his home. They believe this because they found a receipt of him taking a lift to her house the night of February 24th. That receipt also shows that he arrived around 8 p.m. and that was the same night and around the time that she returned home from that event in Jensen Beach. Security footage shows a man fitting his description walking around downtown around the area that the car was left that same night. Keoki says that he was not there that night, but detectives confronted him with these lift receipts, and he said he did go there just to get money though. So again, he's backtracking, not keeping his story straight, which we all know is a red flag. But he said he walked home after that. Then later on, he said that he actually drove her car and left it in Stuart per Cynthia's request. None of that just makes sense. None of it. Investigators said they had enough probable cause to arrest him at 2 a.m. and at his first appearance, a bond was set for $750,000.
Our goal is always to seek justice and to try to bring closure for victims and survivors. There was nothing about her life, though, that indicated she was a chance taker. She knew the guy for years. I mean, she did nothing wrong.
The medical examiner is still in the process of doing an autopsy, and it has not been determined her cause of death. Now, something to take note of. Keoki is a registered SO in the state of Washington, not in the state of Florida, because of a new law that was passed that I'm not really sure why, but a new law was passed to where I guess if you are a SO, you don't have to register in the state of Florida, or maybe it's like any state. I don't know, but that law needs to be changed. I believe if you are an SO, you should be an SO no matter what state you travel to or move to. Cynthia trusted this man. She knew him for 8 years, let him in to her home to perform work. He knew that she was single and lived alone, which I believe made her even more vulnerable. And it makes me question, with her body being found unclothed, does that tie in with him being an SO? Did he make an advance to her and she turned him down and he got upset? I also have to say law enforcement did an incredible job at solving this case, arresting somebody in this case so fast. The detail that it takes for that detective to find disturbed dirt and look further and see that screws were loose on this septic tank and investigate it even further. Like, they did a great job.
It breaks my heart, and I literally out my kitchen window, that's what I see is her house. So every day I drive by, that's what I'm gonna see.
She had a lot of friends. Everyone loved Cynthia.
They had a gut feeling on this handyman and surveillanced him 24/7. How many times do we have handymen come into our home? How many times do we trust these people and let them into our home to fix things? Luckily, my husband is a contractor, and thank the Lord, I don't have to be put in that position. And I hope neither one of you have to be put in that position. And if you do, please do your research on the people that come into your home. No matter if your husband or wife is not at the house at that moment, or if you live alone, you don't have a roommate, you don't have a husband or a wife, please, please, please look up reviews. And if you have to, do a background check. With him being an SO, I don't feel like he or anybody else that gets convicted of these crimes really get past these things. You know, the saying, once a cheater, always a cheater. Once an SO, always an SO. At least that's in my opinion. Of course, everyone can change, but you know, y'all know what I mean here. He is facing second-degree murder charges, and he has not entered his plea yet. And if you know any information in this case whatsoever, please contact Martin County Sheriff's Department at 772-220-7170. And y'all let me know what you think about this case. I have to give props to all of the investigators on this case. They did an amazing job, and I hope Cynthia and her family and her friends see justice very, very soon. If you want me to, I will do an update. Any more information that comes out about this case, what the cause of death was, what the medical examiner says, I will let y'all know and keep you updated. But this story is absolutely devastating. I mean, to get buried in your own septic tank, that is so foul and horrible, and I hope she sees justice. Again, let me know down below your thoughts and opinions. Please be respectful. I know y'all always are. And don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already subscribed. I would love to have you join this amazing community. I appreciate each and every single one of you for taking the time out of your precious day and watching my videos. And thank you more than anything for all your continued support. I really, truly appreciate it. And I will see you in Friday's video. Thank you so much for watching again, and I hope you have an amazing day and stay safe out there. I love y'all, and until next time, bye y'all.